I'm Dave Lorenz, along with Michelle Banache on the Travel Michigan radio program. And Michelle, where are we headed to next?
We're headed up to beautiful Marquette, Michigan. It's that time of the year. It's county fair time. And so we are talking with James Gorieski, who is the president of the Marquette County Fair. And welcome to the show, James. Tell us about the Marquette County Fair. What can folks find when they come up for this great event?
Well, Marquette County Fair, we start on Wednesday, August 8th, and it goes through that Sunday. Wednesday is actually the day everybody checks in, and then the fair itself opens Thursday morning, goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've got a packed event schedule this year. Everything from entertainment, like we have a wildlife kingdom where there's a gentleman that has all sorts of wildlife and tigers and lizards and alligators that people can come and get to see, and he'll take them out and you get to experience them firsthand.
Not so much native species to the UP.
Yeah, I don't think there are a whole lot of native things that are coming up. They might not like the winters when if they got left behind. We then have a great act. It's actually their third year back with us, called Circumungus. It's extremely interactive for the kids. It's a couple of gentlemen who will take the kids. They take 20 minutes to an hour, and they'll train them to do their own circus act. So they'll do balancing, and they'll do all sorts of different. They've got the little tiny bicycles and great big bicycles, and the kids actually train for half an hour to an hour, like I said, and then the kids actually do the performance. So the parents get to come back and watch the kids do the circus performance, and it's usually a really good time. They have a lot of fun with it, and there's juggling and everything else. We have our cattle auction, which is traditional with fairs. We have 4-H kids that work extremely hard to raise their animals. And then on Thursday, they have a judging, and they'll go through and do all the judging for best, conformation in the animals themselves. And then on Saturday, they have an auction where they sell them, and business owners, different people from the community will come in and buy the animals. And that's how a lot of the kids actually pay for their college, is through the sale of the auction animals.
Well, James, I guess I think of the Marquette area, and I actually don't think of it as much of an agricultural area as it is, this area with great, abundance of natural beauty, the mountains and the lakes and the trees and such. So, is there a bigger agricultural community there that I'm just not aware of?
There's not a huge agricultural community. We have a good share. There's quite a few dairy farms in the area, a lot of horse farms. Marquette City proper, no, not so much. But when you get in the outskirts areas of the county, there is quite a bit of agriculture. Yeah,
I guess now that I think about it, I have seen plenty of cows and such in the area. So basically, most of the livestock that will be on display and tested and such, are they from the local area then?
They're all from within Marquette County.
Oh, they are. Oh, wow. Okay. And what types of animals can people expect to see?
Well, it's an agricultural area with actually Marquette County is a very large county, so we get everywhere from Ishpeming to Gwynn to Marquette itself. There will be, chickens, rabbits, turkeys, horses. There's numerous different types of horses, everything from the miniature horse to the great big giraffes. Yeah. Usually we end up with some llamas or alpacas. There's, dairy cows, beef cows, hogs. All the animals that you'd expect to see at a farm are there. And usually everybody at our fair is very interactive, and you can walk right through the barns, and if you have questions, there's people there to answer them. If you want to pet the animals, there's people there to work with you to help to pet them. So it's a very friendly, fun environment.
Yeah. That was always my favorite part of the fair, was the animals and getting to be up close and seeing them.
Yeah, mine too. And actually, it's funny, for whatever reason, the chickens always kind of fascinate me, because they're not just chickens like you'd think.
Chickens terrifying.
They're all variety of types of chickens.
Well, and apparently over the last couple of years, a fashion trend is to put the colored feathers in your hair.
Yeah,
that's true.
Which a lot of the feathers, especially on roosters, go for fly fishermen. And so I know fly fishermen over the last couple of years were upset because all of their decorative feathers went for people's hair rather than in the fishing holes.
Fashionable.
Well, so you have all these other kind of fun events happening as well. You started to mention some of them. Tell us about more of them.
Well, like I said, it's a packed. Basically, there's 2 or 3 things going on at all times. We've got bands throughout the performances all day long, and then in the evenings we have bigger bands with a dance area. We have a motocross race going on Thursday night. We have mud drags on Saturday. We have horse shows pretty much going in the arena area the entire time of the fair, either minis or quarter horse or draft horses or the speed events. There is what's called team penning on Sunday, which is a horse event where it's horses and cows. The cows are allowed in the ring. There's a herd of cattle in the arena, all have numbers on them. And as 3 people enter the ring, they're told a number, and there's 3 cattle with that number. They have to separate them from the herd and get them to the other side of the arena and into a pen, which cattle don't like to separate from each other, so it gets to be kind of fun.
Yeah.
We'll actually have a couple of fun events where you'll have people doing team penning on foot as well, which is kind of fun to watch instead of on horseback when somebody's trying to run down and do it. We have, the traditional fair events. We've got a very large carnival brought to us by Schmidt.
Sure.
D.T. Schmidt.
Yep.
There is all the expo building with all the wares that people have worked on throughout the year, everything from kids building Lego cities to canned goods to photography and quilting. We have an antique exhibit where we have a section of the barn that is all antiques, and there's somebody there to explain what they were used for and where they came through. We have an antique tractor pull, so anything that's over 20 years old will come out and we'll actually...
Those are fun. That's a blast.
Who can pull the most, yeah. Those are always fun.
I see you have go-kart races, too.
There's go-kart races. We actually have a permanent track at the fairgrounds for go-karts. They race every Saturday, so they'll be racing. And then we also have an antique car show on Thursday night, which is fun because you get to see all sorts of old customized or standard pickups and cars and tractors and everything that come rolling in.
What is the Fireman's Tournament?
Fireman's Tournaments are big up in the Upper Peninsula, and we have one of the, we kind of have the last one of the year. What it is there's several events. Some of them are, how quick you can hook up the hoses. Some of them are how quick you can get dressed. One of them, my favorite one, is they have a barrel that's hung from a table up in the air.
I like that one, too.
And you'll have one fire department on one side and one on the other, and they have to use the hose to, it's basically like a tug of war up in the air, but they're pushing it. So they have to push it and get it onto the other fireman's side and cross the line, and then they win, which is kind of fun to watch because they're trying to maneuver high-pressure hoses, and there's water spraying all over, and they're usually having a pretty good time.
That is a good time. We only have about 30 seconds, but I have to ask you this. Your events start on August 7th, go through Sunday the 11th, but you have the Poultry and Rabbit Showmanship event. I can't imagine what that is.
Well, there's actually showmanship just as you see all the other animals. The kids learn how to show their rabbits, how to show their chickens, how to hold them. There's a judge that comes in.
Like a dog show.
Very much like a dog show. It's based on the conformation of the animal, the coloring of the chickens, and are they a good example of the breed that they're representing? Because chickens have hundreds of different actual breeds. They're not just a chicken.
Look totally different.
It's kind of fun because the kids actually get to take them out and hold them and show them as they would any other animal.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a good deal of fun coming up August 8th through the 11th up in Marquette, the county fair, and we want to thank you, James Gorieski, for joining us today from the Marquette County Fair. And for more information, all you have to do is go to marquettecountyfair.org. Just one of the many events happening around the state. Plenty of others, right, Michelle?
Absolutely, and actually plenty of other county fairs. We've got the Shiawassee County Fair coming up August 4th through the 10th, Branch County Fair in Coldwater, the Kalamazoo County Fair at the Expo Center and Fairgrounds there, August 5th through the 10th. And, of course, the Sheboygan County Fair, August 3rd through the 10th. And some other great things coming up. The Michigan Pirate Festival in Grand Haven, August 5th through the 11th. And Art in August in downtown Tecumseh is happening August 9th. And for the animal lovers out there, there's Ann Arbor Pet Fest, August 10th through the 11th at the Washtenaw Farm Council grounds. And the Ottawa Homecoming Powwow in Harbor Springs, August 10th through the 11th. That's a great event. with a lot of cool things to do. Antiques on the Bluff in St. Joseph, which I've been to. It's beautiful. August 4th, and the Harbor Springs Coastal Crawl, 1, 2, and 3 mile swimming races in Little Traverse Bay, August 4th. So all of these things you can find on Michigan.org. I encourage you to go there to get more information on this and everything else happening across the state.
On that events section really works out well. Well, if it weren't enough that Grand Rapids is Beer City, USA, of course, you can now enjoy their restaurant week as well. It's coming up soon. We're going to tell you all about it right here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at Michigan.org.